Hi everyone, this is Pam from Papillon Digital Designs, and today let's make a swing card using the Sellout Studio minus the designer version. And I'm sorry in advance about my voice because I'm just recovering from a tooth surgery, so it might sound a bit off, so it might sound a bit slurred, so sorry about that. And let's start making a swing card. Let me first choose this quadrilateral tool, and when I hold the shift key the card comes constrained. So if I hold down the shift and then drag that marquee before leaving that, it will come as a square. If I leave, it becomes a rectangle. So let me do that once again, because that became a rectangle. Do not leave the shift key until you finish dragging, and then leave the shift key, so you have a square. And I need another rectangle, so it can be a square or a rectangle, doesn't matter. So maybe I can always go and drag again by just clicking, and that selects it. So yeah, maybe that's enough. So I will first select everything. To select everything, just go way outside the image and then select marquee, drag, and you can get that. And this is the align window, and let's centralize. Actually at this stage I don't need to do that, but still. And if I want a rectangle which is a square which is correctly offset, let's do that too. Let's move this out of the way so that it's proportionate in case you need that. Or just open the offset window, and now I want it as an internal offset, and I want the corners, I don't want it rounded. So and just keep increasing that, and you'll get exactly offset square or whatever shape you have selected. So let me get rid of the other one. So these are the two ways you can do it. You can eyeball it, or to get the exact dimensions you want, or you can just offset it and get the internal square here. So I will make a duplicate copy of this. Once I like the proportional, I'll make a duplicate copy either by going down here and pressing duplicate, or I can go up here and I can duplicate one to the right, or you can use any of this, so mirror right or left. So I'll keep one particular thing there. And one advantage of Designer Studio is not only can you get the SVG files, but it has this awesome ruler function, and the sketch, a rhinestone, and the erasers. You can just go to the eraser. You have this beautiful different kind of erasers, and also this Jinsu knife. Now for what I'm going to do, you can either select an eraser, a square eraser, and choose this outline mode. We'll do both ways. So select the outline mode, select the eraser in an outline mode, and just go erase it out like that. And to make sure that you have got the lines perfectly, just draw you got the line equally, just draw, hold on the shift key to constrain the line to the straight, and you can bring it there. Click on the zoom and just zoom that area, align this, and then take the eraser and make sure you got that, and go back to the fit to window. So that's one way to do it, and you can try another way is with the Jinsu tool. And look at this beautiful options here. You got square, this thing, everything, and here again you have solid or outline. To get the straight, start cutting, hold down the shift to constrain and cut that out. So you can move that and get marquee that, get rid of that, get rid of that. The Jinsu tool is better because you don't need to draw a straight line for that. You can just go ahead and use a tool to get a straight line. You don't need to pull out a straight line, but I do want a bit of the straight line. I'm going to convert that into a score line. So I'll just take the eraser and erase that bit. One thing I don't like is when a tool is, you have to keep selecting a tool if you want to repeat the action. That's one thing, it's just messy. It doesn't stay selected. Let's get rid of this line, and then we'll take this line, go to the different options of our line tool and make it into a score line. Now I want to select this, duplicate, and I want to mirror to the left, and then let's move that. So let's bring this to see where the lines are going to be. So that looks good. Let's get all this out of the way. Just get the square, marquee selected, align, centralize, then bring this to cut pieces and align it. Get this out of the way, and to make sure you got it where exactly, go to select that, go to move window and check your X and Y. It says corner is at 2.66 and this is at 2.305. So the height, it should be at 2.305. It is. So the Y coordinate is exact, X will not be. So that's it. Then get the score mark here. Always try to zoom so that you're sure that you're placing it where you want it. And the quickest zoom is, you can either press the plus, minus, or just marquee select. I like the marquee select because it zooms exactly where I want it to. Now again, duplicate to the right, use your arrow key, that way it'll stay exactly where, you don't need to align it later on, so it'll stay in the axis. And then duplicate it below, so it'll come exactly aligned. And now you just have to press the down arrow key. I'm checking, and page down doesn't work here, unfortunately. You can't move it more faster. You just have to use the arrow key. Okay, I got it exactly where I want to. Then duplicate to the left and move that. So then now let me zoom out. Now we have a swing card. So if you want to further check whether these two are in the exact spot, again go to the move window and check your, write down this value 3.1, 3.715 and 1.3. it is not. So now we have to check the W value, that is the X value. That should be the same. Apply. Do the same for this. It is 4.65. This is the value you want to make sure is right for both. Again, it is apply. So now you've got it aligned exactly. Now what you have got to do is select that and group. To group, you can always press to get your buttons fast. Just try right clicking and you have most of the things here. I can press group over here, or you can get that in the object window. You have got all your, once you select everything, again you can go to the object window and you can group, or you can always press the shortcut key Control G. So now you got that. And the reason I retained this box was this is where I can add shapes. Now for example, I can fill this with a pattern, and the advantage of having Designer Studio is you can add patterns any page instead of cropping it and buying a pattern. If you have your own patterns, you can easily add everything to the pattern library. So that's another advantage I wanted to show you. Now let's go and quickly fill this shape. Okay, before that, before we group, we have to make sure that we cut. This is one thing in which I like the silhouette is you can just cut the edge, you can cut, you can perforate everything. In this case, I just want it to cut. So perforation is, you don't need to make a line like this as a score line. You can just perforate, select and perforate. And if you want to have a control over individual object, you do that before grouping. In this case, I want everything to cut, so I've grouped. I don't mind grouping it and then doing it. So okay, let's fill this with some color and some pattern. The more big your files are, the more patterns you have, it becomes a little slow. So let's select that. Okay, it takes a while. So this is what happens if you have more patterns, especially huge files. So let me select that. That's the shape. And now one other thing you can do is you can weld the shape here, remove the center and weld the shape there too. We'll do that a later time. Now I just want this box, and maybe I want it a tiny bit smaller. I want it just a quarter of an inch lesser. So let me go to this, lock the aspect ratio. It's 3.20. That's fine. I'll just make it 3 and apply. So it will be a little bit smaller. I can't see that exactly, so let me go and fill it transparent so that I can see. Now this, okay, it's not changed much. Let's go back and make it 2.75 and apply. I think that looks much better. Okay, this is the reason I'm doing this, because I want to matte and put an image there. Let me go back. That's selected. Let me fill that and let me fill this. with a color from here, maybe this color. Now if I'm printing out, remember one side will be white, so you need 2 copies of this. Control C, Control V also works. Control C to copy, Control V to paste. So this also works. And 2 sides, Control C, Control V. So that's another quick way to duplicate. And then let's pick a holiday print and cut image. So maybe this duck here. Okay. Now in case I don't want it bulky, I want it to go on that, and I want to get rid of the white background. First go to the scissor tool, that is the cut tool, and see if the image has an outline around it. If it has, you're in luck. So just go back to fill. You can go back to home in your ordinary version, but unfortunately you don't have that button here. You have to go back to fill window to get that. So select that image and go to this modify window and select crop. So that way you'll just be left with the images, and you have to marquee select everything and Control G, that is group. So now you got rid of the white background, and that is in case you do want to get rid of the white background. Now what I want to do is maybe get a nice frame. Yeah, I like this frame, so let me select that. But I don't want to cut the frame like that, so I want to ungroup, make this no cut, but I want to fill that with white, and then the outer one I want to fill that with maybe that color, so that'll pop up. Okay, once I have that, I want this. Let me bring this to the front. To bring that to the front, you can just go there or go to the object arrange and bring forward and step. Always remember the shortcut keys, Control right bracket and Control Shift right bracket brings it all the way to the front. So I still want to make this small enough. Okay, Control Z, Control Z. I just want to go back some steps. So once I have this, let me first make it small enough. I don't want to repeat this step, so Control C, Control V, so that I have another copy for what I'm going to type. Okay, this is again, I have to bring that to the front, zoom here, zoom out, and I want to just check whether the label will hold. No, so I'll marquee select everything, shift and click just that so that that is not selected. So that seems okay. That's perfect. Okay, that's good enough for me. So move that out, Control D. You can group it in layers. It's always preferable so that when you first ungroup, then only that image goes away. Now I can align, centralize if I want, and then press group. So here I have one label, then again marquee, select that, bring that. Let's type something. Let's type, okay, this sounds good. Let's move that, and the reason I'm getting like that is because I have to select everything. Make sure to drag. Clicking once will select that as an object. Double clicking will get you to the text mode. Now I just want it as an object because I want to fill that with this pink here. That's a picking out from your pattern is the best way to make sure that everything is unified and matching. So let me select everything, and now in the text mode I just want to lessen the spacing. That's fine. So I have to make sure that I am not cutting that, so it's under no cut. Type joy. Now Control G. Okay, now that I have everything in place, what I'm going to do is, since I like to print this out, I'll say show registration mark and get that there. So I will get these three out of the way here and save this. Save as swing 1. Okay, I will save that as swing 1. It says I already have a file, so I'm just going to write over it. So that is swing 1. And then marquee, select this, Control C, go to File, New File, make it Portrait, show the registration mark, and Control V, and then move that. Click outside to deselect everything, and then move it, and then save this as swing 2. Again replace, yes. So once this changes to swing 1 and swing 2, I can then send it to the printer and then cut it out. One of the score will be a valley and the other one will be a mountain fold. So you have to fold this, like these two lines, this line. So if you make a line, these two scores together will be a valley and these two will be a mountain, or the other way around, but one of this will be a valley and the other one mountain, so that then the center portion swings through. So thank you for watching. I'll make a picture, I'll cut this out, make a picture of that, take a picture of that, and I'll post it. So thank you again for watching.